I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
It's like he's never
dancing. That is awesome.
You make it. You make it. Welcome to Covers This Puck Props with 14-year NHL vet Carlo Colaiacovo, presented by Sports Interaction. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. Like, comment, subscribe. You freeloaders, do it now.
Freeloaders.
Absolutely. You get the stacks.
Yeah.
All I need is a thumbs up and a subscription. Covers.
Nice.
YouTube. Monday's Thompson Paterka stack with Florida win and boost. Wow, plus 862. That Thompson Paterka stack right now is one of my favorites. The Josh Norris and Batherson stack is absolutely on fire with that team.
Yeah.
I was driving the kids to baseball yesterday. Mike Johnson's on overdrive, and he was talking about what St. Louis had, like the time off they had. Did you hear that?
In Montreal, 3 days in Montreal.
Oh. And they come out and do that. I'm like, oh, I missed such a good betting opportunity last night. But they got steamed. The Sens got steamed hard, and Sens, I think, closed like minus 120 to win in regulation.
Wow. And it was a bloodbath yesterday. And by the way, Yahtzee in the chat is looking after you. I think you absolutely need a big raise for all the work that you do with the stacks.
Oh, you guys. Yeah. Send a DM right there.
The stack man. Yes. Love it.
They're working. We haven't been cut off. We haven't been cut off yet. So doing okay.
You think it's going to get there?
Oh, they'll just neuter the odds eventually. Yeah.
Wow.
We saw yesterday. You couldn't pair Konechny and Michkov, or they just won't let you pair points. That's all. Right. Kempe Kopitar was an absolute heartbreaker, Jared. Before I went to bed after winning, I put an extra unit on it too. I'm like, pretty good day. Let's clean it up here. You got San Jose coming off their first win, still patting themselves on the back, going to the Kings and put up a 2-pack. Fiala missed a team meeting. He's off. Byfield jumps up to power play 1. We'll see how that one goes today, but that was a tough one. Went to bed, was expecting better results, didn't get it. That was a big could have been a big night. Didn't get the
that was a bad bathroom break in the middle of the night, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'll just wet myself. I don't even want to get up. Just get up.
Nice.
The Tkachuk Stützle line is also doing well. This Stützle's point prop has gone to 1.5, which is wild. So yeah. So now on my stacks, now I have to get guys like Kaprizov for an assist, or Jack Eichel for an assist. Jack Eichel for an assist and a Stone Point for like plus 135. Mm-hmm. That's how I'm working my way around that. It's a just fix. You got to stay a step ahead in the stack game. That's what you got to do.
Nice.
You got to know the next move.
That's why you're the stack man, buddy. Cheeseburger Eddie says the stack man and the ass man are his heroes.
Ooh, like that.
Yeah.
Stacking an ass man. Let's go. Kings lose. San Jose back-to-back. Colorado's down another winger. We're seeing, what's his name? Kovalchuk, but not Kovalchuk.
Kovalenko.
Yeah, but what's that? Kovalenko. Sorry, Kovalenko jumps up. Ivan on top power play. He's hard to find for any.
My favorite name in sports.
Best name in sports.
Yeah, Ivan.
New York Islanders. Waugh has no patience, and he mixes those lines up every game, just like.
Well, would you have patience if you're the Islanders head coach? I mean, geez, how many years in a row we have to watch this Islanders team be as stagnant as they are on offense?
You have Brock Nelson and Kyle Palmieri as PP1 guys, and your number 2, like center 2 and winger 2. Like, it's on them. Didn't they just re-sign like Matt Martin? Like, they still have that. They still have 2/3 of that fourth line. No,
they do. Well, they don't have Clutterbuck, but they have Cizikas and Martin.
Yeah, like that's not a
tough
lose. And they were talking about it in the media that Waugh and Lou aren't on the same page. And Lou's still, how old is Lou right now? Is he 90?
Too old.
Is he in his 90s?
No, I don't think he's that old. I can look at it.
But he's like mid to late 80s. He's I don't know. I wonder if he even has a BlackBerry.
82.
Ooh, 82. Sorry, Lou, threw you under the bus there. Gave you 10 years.
82 years old. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's weird what's going on. Yeah, but knowing the Islanders and our boy Andy Francis will love to hear me say this. They'll find a way to be a playoff team because that's what they
Now
always
we go
find a
right
way
to the
do.
Blue Jackets today. Money line. Let's go.
Oh,
Blue
yes.
Jackets money line. Plus
Love
125.
this.
At
Love
home.
this.
I know. It's
Well,
so
the Blue Jackets have been a very good home team recently. I mean, teams are coming in and they're not giving them, the right amount of respect. They're 3-2 at home, including an impressive win over the Edmonton Oilers the other night. And how about we go back to last week when they had the impressive win over the Toronto Maple Leafs? So I don't know why the Islanders are getting any type of respect. Maybe because they lost to Anaheim at home and it's going to be, sort of a look in the mirror type of game for them tonight in Columbus. But Columbus at plus money right now, it's hard to pass up. It's hard to pass up.
And we're stacking the whole front line at home. Last change. I don't love stacking full lines on the road because matchups are tougher, but I'll take it. So Sillinger's back down to the second line and Chinnikov's up. So Chinnikov, Monahan, Marchenko, everybody there, correlate line 1, power play 1, all to get a point for plus 335. If that's too much for you, you can probably, your best choice is Marchenko and Monahan. Always take the center if you're choosing the two guys. Take the center. I think that's plus 160 as well. Great spot there. This is what I got on the game. As we're losing our voice. Islanders coming off their third shutout loss, which is saying something. Visiting to the visiting Ducks. 1 regulation win in 9 and none at home. Varlamov is in net 1-2-1, 854 save, 372 goals against. Roy benched Barzell last night. He moved him off the PP entirely. He was down on the third line. The Blue Jackets, this is wild. They've scored 6 or more goals 4 times this year, which ties them for the most in the league with the one of the number 1 offenses in the Golden Knights. Like I said, Sillinger down to the second line. And this trio that we're stacking has combined for 30 points over 8 games.
Wow. They're that hot, those guys?
They're not getting a lot from the other things. Like I said, they have 18 goals in 3 games where they've scored 6 or more. Adam's Digest in the chat. What's up? Fantilli and Silly are still plus money for a point. Yes, they are on the second line, but Sillinger's the best one there because I believe he's still on the power play 1 unit. Columbus money line, that's where we are, Adam. Absolutely. Plus 120. I play this down to even money. I think this is the books have not adjusted to what Columbus is. I'm not saying they're an incredible team, but I think they're being undervalued and the Islanders are being overvalued, especially on the second of a back-to-back where we've seen Waugh try to change things and set a tone and spark, but early in the season, like what's the term they say with coaches? You only have so many shots to fire.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Tell me a coach in your career where you're just like, buddy, like we've heard it. Like not to throw anybody under the bus, but someone that was always trying to spark it. I'm like, that really rings true that you really only have so many shots to fire. You can't keep mixing up the lines every game.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I would say, in his short tenure in St. Louis, Davis Payne was maybe one of those guys that tried to do a little bit too much. And now he's finding himself in a nice role as an assistant coach across other teams. Where did I just see him? He is...
His name doesn't ring a bell at all.
I just saw him on TV the other day. Hang on. I'll find
What's his name?
Davis Payne.
Now I got to try to project. Like, bring the Payne? Payn, like Stuart Payne?
Hold on. Coaching.
Yeah, there he is.
Wait, yeah, he's with Winnipeg. He's assistant coach in Winnipeg.
Nice. That's a good spot.
I mean, but, he had 3 years as a head coach in St. Louis, 4 years with the Kings, winning 2 Stanley Cups, small stint in Buffalo, 5 years with the Senators, and now with the Jets. So
it's like the Brian Flores situation, or like what Robert Salah will be when he goes to be a defensive coordinator somewhere else too. Guys who just maybe aren't the best at being a head coach because, like, tell me what the difference is between what an assistant coach does and versus what a head coach does, because I don't think a lot of people really know. Like the assistant coach is a little more hands-on, no?
Yeah. So usually the head coach relies on the assistant coaches to help put the game plan together, right? It's a conversation that the coaches have. It's a direction from the head coach of what it is he wants to, establish. And then it's the job of the assistant coaches. Like one assistant coach will be in charge of the penalty kill. One assistant coach will be in charge of the power play. There'll be an assistant coach that pre-scouts the video for the team that they're playing next. So there's an assistant coach that clips all the video clips. The assistant coaches do all the work, but the message comes from the head coach.
Beautiful. Well said. I appreciate that. Someone in the chat, Paul Clem, saying not sure what a stack means. Let me introduce.
Come on, Clemmer.
Get on board, bud.
You can't come to this chat and ask us now what a stack means. You're talking to the stack man. Come on.
We always have patience. There's always room on the stack.
Tell them what a stack is, stack man.
Just take points of guys who play on the same line together. So you're betting over points, basically, but you're combining guys together who play on a line together 5-on-5 while also playing on the top power play unit. But then you get silly guys like Anaheim, Seattle, who run their PP2 about the same rate as their PP1. So you can go on the other side. So yesterday, Moore and Denault weren't a bad look yesterday for a stack, despite not hitting. I think Moore had the point, but we didn't get the other one. Get on the bus. He's ready to go. So that's what we get. Bobby Newport, appreciate everything you do. User-based content. Thank you, Bobby. That's where we are. Blue Jackets. I love doing the show like with you, Carlo, but having the chat just going absolutely makes
the best.
It is the best. It is the best. Winnipeg, yeah. Detroit, speaking of the best, the Jets. I mean, they got the doors blown off them, but it was about time they had to deal with some adversity this year because it'd been going pretty easy for them.
Well, we're going to win every game.
Oh, 100%. Sure. And you knew the Leafs were bound to beat a good team like that in that fashion. So let's go. Detroit, plus 124. They are the home dog. Total sitting at 6. We're going Winnipeg. Team total over 3.5. Plus money. Very surprised to get this at plus money today with this offense. It's hitting 5 of their last 6. Detroit, listen to this. This is how bad Detroit is with the puck right now. Hold on. Oh, I didn't put it in. Hold on. Let me help you out there, producer Mick. I didn't put it in. Didn't put it in the banner. Over 3.5. You can hear me click clacking like the loudest typer in the world. Let's go. Nice. All right. Now it's there for your producer Mick. Hey. That's what we're playing here. Winnipeg team total over 3.5 plus money. This is the best power play matchup that's ever existed. Winnipeg's 44% power play gets to face Detroit's 66% penalty kill, which
Yummy.
is yeah. So there's a lot to like just in that situation. We saw Kyle Connor pop 2 power play goals in the last game, I believe, versus Toronto. Was it? Yeah, it was the Toronto game in comeback mode. Detroit, this is so bad. Detroit is being outshot over their last 5 games by an average of 15 shots a game.
Wow. Well, I remember the one game against the Islanders, they won 1-0 and they only had 10 shots on net.
So they're either getting the lead and shelling up and just holding on and hoping the dam doesn't break, or they're just struggling to do anything. And I think Winnipeg can keep stacking points. I just want to double check that because that number seems so silly. They were outshot 34-26 versus Edmonton, 38-25 versus Buffalo, 40-20 versus the Devils, 30-11 versus the Islanders and that awful offense, and then 39-24 versus the Preds.
Yeah, 15 seems about right.
Yeah. I'm like, did I write that wrong? No, that is.
Yeah.
This is another fishy line. Winnipeg only minus 140.
So this is one way you can look at it. It's either a fishy line, which is the proper way to look at it because you've got a dominant team in Winnipeg that has gotten off to such a great start against a struggling team in Detroit. Or you can look at it as the books still not giving enough respect for the Winnipeg Jets.
And what I don't think is
because there's nothing in this game that would make me believe that Detroit can beat Winnipeg, considering how good Winnipeg has looked and how much they're scoring as of late. Even in a loss, they still scored 4 goals.
And they got beat up pretty good in their last game, which is always an angle that you like for professionals to bounce back in and give a better effort. But let's see. So it was Toronto. It was at home. So this is the first game of the road trip. Am I missing something? So usually when you see that fishy line, you're like, oh, this one's fishy. Alex Land says been good in net for Detroit. Sure. Let's see where they are. Upcoming games. They're at Detroit today. So 2-game road trip today, Sunday or Saturday in Columbus, and then back home for 1, 2, 3, 4 straight games. So the road trip, the schedule isn't anything wild, that's for sure. So I don't know. I don't see it. It is a decent line. So if you're seeing minus 145, I'm sure it's close to even money.
Well,
in
Detroit's
regulation.
coming off of back-to-back losses. They lost in Buffalo 5-3, and they lost at home to Edmonton 3-2 in overtime. So is Detroit getting love with that? I don't know. I mean, the chat is pointing out that Lyons is probably playing in net. He's been really solid in net with the Wings. I mean, so was Stolars for the Leafs, and they still found a way to score 4 on him.
So's the other guy over there in Winnipeg too.
Yeah, Hellebuck. So
right, like that's the difference. You have Hellebuck, and you have such an advantage on special teams.
Yeah. So, but we're not focusing on a win here. We're focusing on the team total, right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you're not picking a winner here. You're hoping that Winnipeg in a win or loss scores 4 goals.
I think it's a better route than the money line. Yeah. I don't think they're scoring 4 goals and losing this game.
Right. That's fair.
Yeah, you put them together if you want some better odds. That's what we got. We're going to the power play. Wanted Josh Morrissey. Wanted to check in on the Josh Morrissey power play point. Guess what? He's plus 150. I'm like, oh, that stinks. All right, so that means Connor must be plus 150. Connor's plus 190.
Yeah, and he's the trigger man right now on the power play.
Coming off 2 goals, like absolutely firing the puck. I wanted Ehlers plus 350, but I'm like, Connor's the man. Like I didn't want a net front or a bumper guy at plus 350 because the books price that very well. But plus 190, that's where we are with Connor, who, I mean, he's pointed in every game this year, coming off a 4-point night, 2 power play goals. There's a lot to like there, no?
Yeah, absolutely there is. He's got what, 8 goals in 9 games?
Just firing.
Connor does? Yeah.
The whole line's a stack too.
He continues to remind everybody in the National Hockey League that he's one of the top players in the game, and it doesn't get
50 goal scorer, man.
Yeah, he has the potential to be for sure.
Did he not get a 50 2 years ago?
49 or 40, 47 he got. 47 he got. He got hurt at the end of the year, and it hurt his chances, I think. But yeah, that's where we stand on that.
Is the Raymond Larkin to Brinkat stack worth a shot? Always skeptical of buying early on the lines of teams coming off losses. Go ahead. If teams win.
Fair point. That's a fair point.
If teams win, they're going to roll out those
especially
same
after
lines.
2 losses, right?
Yeah.
They have back-to-back losses, and that's usually when a coach feels like he has to do something
himself to maybe change the outlook of a team, and maybe we might see some line shoving. I guess you would probably suggest pay attention to what the lines are in whatever morning skate lines come out, and then make that assumption.
My life has changed substantially in terms of how I watch NHL news trickle in now. Now I'm getting a better look. But one thing I do need to figure out, who do you say skates first? Home team or away team?
Usually home team skates first.
In the morning skates. And what time's that? 11?
10:30 normally.
Yeah, okay.
10:15 in some places, but normally 10:30, and then 11:30 road team.
So if you're trying to figure out the lines, and it's up to the beat reporters, you got to follow the beat reporters, and they'll tell you. Good beat reporters will tell you if they know the power play, and that's important because if not, then you kind of relying on the last game. Morning skate, see how that goes. That will give you an update on to where the lines are. If they're back-to-back, like we have in the Kings, which is interesting. I don't think they'll juggle their lines, but the Fiala incident is kind of interesting. They won't have a morning skate. They'll have an optional skate. And correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, on back-to-backs, normally that's how it works. Or unless the coach is really pissed off.
Losing to San Jose might make a mandatory skate. So that's the way it goes. And then you won't know until 15, 25, 30 minutes before game time when the lineups come out. And like you'll get those tweets from even just the main accounts of those teams.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. Lines in a blender. Just following a lot of beat writers with this stacking. So that's where we are with this Winnipeg game. Team total over 3.5 plus money. Kyle Connor power play point plus 190. Vegas and the Kings. Let's find the Kings. Kings plus 102 at home. Over under sitting at 6. We're going to hit the over 6 minus 118. And we're going to hit a stack. My favorite stack right now. Second line, but PP1 correlated. Dorofeyev and Hurdle for a point at plus 280. Yes, Stone and Eichel are absolutely tearing it up. These guys aren't far behind and doing well. So Vegas, one of the best over teams in hockey, 8-2 to the over already this year. Number one offense at 4.7 goals per game. Kings coming off that tough 4-2 loss versus Anaheim. Versus San Jose last night, who put up their second win of the year. I mean, Darcy Kemper's second game back from injury. He had that 8-goal game. What was that? The Ottawa game in the afternoon, I think.
Yeah.
And Dorofeyev and Hurdle, 17 points in 10 games, cashing 2 of their last 4. I heard you talking about Vegas and another team like Winnipeg, where maybe the books aren't realizing, with the West being a little more open, with Colorado and Edmonton falling. This is a top 2 team in the West right now, no?
Top 2 team in the league, maybe. Right? I mean, they're healthy. They're clicking on all cylinders. They got Mark Stone playing at a really, really high level. And they've got a lot of positive juice right now. So, yeah, I really like everything Vegas has to offer.
They're deep. Top line's producing. Middle six is producing. They're amazing on the back end. They signed Theodore to a great contract. The Kings team is in trouble. Kevin Fiala is out again. I would think it would be very weird for the Kings to sit Fiala for a second game because of disciplinary reasons for missing a meeting. He gets scratched for one game, but he'll probably be back in, no?
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Unless, there's more to the story. But if everything that was revealed is the issue that they're dealing with, then I can't see this dragging on past one game.
Yeah, and wouldn't be bad to bring in another fresh body on the second game of a back-to-back after a loss to try to get things going. But Quentin Byfield jumped up to PP1 in that game. Be interesting to see. So we won't know. So it will be a tough one. So I'm not going to put Byfield in with a stack, but the Kempe Kopitar stack is always there within that. Just missed a meeting there, Adams Digest. And let me bring up my roll call from last night's game. That's what we're on. Oh, and the last thing I do have actually here is the Calgary money line at plus money. Utah's just not very good. That San Jose loss was about as bad as it gets. 4-2 with like 3 minutes left and lose in overtime versus a team that hadn't won a game all year. And Calgary, yes, has lost 3 games in a row, but those losses have come against the Jets, Carolina, and Vegas, some of the best teams in hockey.
And you saw sort of a reactionary move from that loss. Utah late last night traded for Oli Mata out of Detroit, so to help shore up their issues on defense. But for all the good vibes that Utah spread throughout the season or throughout the start of the season, not so many good vibes right now. Not good vibes. No.
Lines are in a blender too. That's never a good indication of playing good hockey within a team. So this is what I got from yesterday. Fiala scratched. Byfield jumped up to PP1. The Sharks won again, and they went 5 forwards on their PP1. Zetterlund jumped up.
I saw that.
So Zetterlund jumps up.
Another team that went 5 forwards recently. Was it Nashville? Nashville went 5 forwards on their power play the other night.
Did they bring Nyquist in there? No, they couldn't have gone 5. Where Yossi has to be there.
He must have missed a shift or something. I don't know. He wasn't there. It was Stamkos, Yossi, O'Reilly,
and the front line.
Nyquist,
O'Reilly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who the other guy was. It was against Tampa. It was for a shift. I don't know. And I was like, 5 forwards? Where's Yossi?
I didn't see him out there unless, like I said, he missed a shift or something. But might be a thing.
So that would correlate. Wenberg and Zetterlund for a big plus money stack going forward. If they hold on to that, they play on the second line together. Strome got taken off PP1. They brought in old McMichael up to his spot for PP1 with things going. So that whole line now, McMichael, Wilson, and Pierre-Luc Dubois, all fully correlated. Line 2, PP1. The Islanders blew everything up. Expect St. Louis to blow their lines up after getting the doors blown off of them. Montreal, Dak started. You did the game yesterday, did you not?
No, I didn't do yesterday's game. I got tomorrow's game. Yeah.
Okay, so Dak started on that line with Slafkovsky back in the lineup, but Slafkovsky joined Caulfield and Suzuki later in the game.
8-1. I mean, they needed to try something.
Boston continues not to score with their top line. Marchessault started on the second line with Zaka, Lindholm, and Pasternak on that top line. Guess what? When they lose, they bring up Marchand up to that second line. He'll probably start on the second line again and then get called up if they suck. Anaheim, 1. So look for the lines to be the same. And they're all over the map because they're 3 lines they don't really have a 1 line. They have 1A, 1B, 1C. Look for their lines, the correlated lines. Guys are Terry and Carlson, Vetrano and McTavish, and Killorn and Zegras. And like I said, Kovalenko up on that top line for the Colton wing spot. Jumps up to PP1 as well, but not many props. That's all I got for you. That's all the information coming out of the stack, man.
Sure? You sure that's it?
No, we got to wait and see.
It's more than enough, buddy. It's more than enough. You keep up the great work being the snack man you are.
I appreciate that. It's a fun way to follow hockey, just seeing the moving and the coaching ideas, and just it really keeps your finger on the pulse of the beat. The NHL stack. Jesus, Colorado is in trouble. Capo Kakinen tonight. What? Colorado's starting.
Who are they
okay.
playing? Oh, they're at home to Tampa, so they're
6.5. That 6.5 is going to go up then for sure. I like that.
How much more can you see a 7 spread?
You can see 6.5 minus 130, minus 135.
Wow,
I haven't seen a 7 yet. I haven't seen a 7 yet, just confirmed, which is funny because Old Noonan has actually been pretty good. Like he was a laughing stock
Noonan,
when Eustason or whatever. Yeah. Get ready for the global series coming up. We'll be stacking some Finns, right? Anton Lundell continues to be one of the most underrated centers in all of hockey. He should have a big series despite losing his spot to Barkov. But Barkov got banged up, I think, in his last game, didn't he, when he came back? It'd be interesting to see.
I didn't see that, but we'd have to do some research.
Hurt in front. So interesting to see what happens. If he gets line 1 minutes with Reinhardt, he's an absolute gem. Like, comment, subscribe. Do it now. If you haven't, do it again. Do it tomorrow at 10 a.m. and do it on Friday at 10 a.m. 30 minutes of hockey talk. Appreciate everybody. We go long, but that's what we got. We got some cards here, and of course, the stacks will come out later. But if you're not a stack man, if you don't have issues with the stack, this is what we got for our card. We got the Jackets on the money line. Absolutely love it. Full line stack on that on the top line for plus 335. Winnipeg team total over versus Detroit plus money. Connor PP point plus money. Shouldn't be 40 points longer than Morrissey. I don't see it. Vegas and the Kings. Let's go over 6 minus. That's the only minus money we got. And then that second line in Vegas plus money. Calgary money line. Coming off tough losses to good teams. They get back on the winning track tonight.
Good. They've definitely been playing good.
They're not terrible. All right, let's leave it at that. Back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Another slate. We got some Leafs talk coming tomorrow. I'm Josh Ingles. He's Carlo Colaiacovo. This is NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. We'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Keep the winning going, Stack Man. Ciao.